How much financial value evaporates when a household name completely detaches from the Hollywood ecosystem? And can an entertainment brand truly survive if an entire generation completely forgets you ever existed? This precise commercial dilemma took center stage during a recent major broadcast recording when an elite multi-platinum star faced a completely blank response from a studio audience upon mentioning the premier male teen idol of the 1990s. It raised immediate, uncomfortable questions for media analysts regarding the true shelf life of fame, and whether the immense capital invested in building a teenage superpower yields any permanent cultural or financial dividends once the cameras stop rolling. During an appearance on The Jennifer Hudson Show, 38-year-old singer and actress Hilary Duff found herself completely stunned when she polled the audience about her own childhood crush, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Duff, who built an immense media empire starting at age 10 with the hit Disney series Lizzie McGuire, and leveraged it into a triple platinum debut album called Metamorphosis, was shocked to discover that less than half of the studio crowd even recognized the name. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, widely known as JTT, was a massive revenue driver in the 1990s through the ABC sitcom Home Improvement, Disney film classics like The Lion King, and movies like Man of the House. Yet, despite his historic multi-million-dollar box office and television footprint, his decision over a decade ago to completely abandon the entertainment business to pursue education at Harvard, Columbia, and St. Andrews University has resulted in a staggering decline in his modern brand recognition. The stark contrast between these two distinct career paths highlights the volatile nature of the modern attention economy and the varying ways talent manages long-term intellectual property over multiple decades. When a fan on The Talk Show brought up that another actor had recently confessed to having a crush on Duff, she naturally deflected the attention by sharing her own teenage infatuation with Thomas and later Zach Hansen. But when she asked the crowd if they remembered the icon, the dead silence in the room forced her to openly comment on how young the audience members were, pleading for anyone to raise a hand. This moment was not just a humorous television interaction. It was a striking demonstration of how rapidly public memory decays when a brand stops actively marketing itself to consumers. In the modern marketplace, visibility is the single most critical asset a public figure possesses, and the complete lack of recognition from a young studio audience proved that even the most intense level of historical stardom cannot survive without continuous public reinforcement. To understand the financial implications of this generational disconnect, one must evaluate the massive economic engine that fueled teenage stardom in the 1990s. During that era, performers like Jonathan Taylor Thomas were central assets for major television networks and film studios, generating millions of dollars in merchandise, magazine sales, and advertising revenue. The sitcom Home Improvement was a commercial juggernaut, and voicing the character of young Simba in The Lion King placed Thomas at the center of one of the highest-grossing animated properties in global history. From an industry insider perspective, a celebrity brand of that magnitude represents an incredibly valuable piece of intellectual property that can typically be monetized for decades through syndication, personal appearances, and brand partnerships. Yet, Thomas made the rare and calculated business decision to completely halt his entertainment career at the absolute peak of his commercial viability. His reasoning, which he later shared by stating that he had been working non-stop since the age of 8 and desired a complete break to focus on history and philosophy at elite universities, represents a total rejection of traditional Hollywood metrics. He openly declared that he had no regrets and never took the fame too seriously because it did not define his identity. While this choice may have yielded immense personal fulfillment and intellectual growth, it resulted in what can only be described as a total liquidation of his public brand equity. In the entertainment industry, if you are not actively engaging with the market, your market value rapidly plummets to zero, as evidenced by a modern studio audience failing to recognize a person who was once on the cover of every prominent teen publication in the world. Conversely, Hilary Duff represents the absolute gold standard of long-term celebrity brand maintenance and economic diversification. Instead of allowing her early success as a teen idol to become a historical footnote, Duff consistently reinvested her social capital into diverse financial streams. Her transition from television actor to pop star with the release of Metamorphosis in 2003 proved that she could command massive purchasing power from her loyal demographic, achieving triple platinum status and establishing a baseline for a long-term music career. Even after taking extended breaks from the music industry, she sustained her financial profile by returning to high-ratings television projects like Younger and the streaming series How I Met Your Father, ensuring that her face and name remained highly relevant to consecutive generations of viewers. Now, as a mother of 4 children including her 14-year-old son Luca and her younger daughters Banks, Me, and Towns with her husband Matthew Coma, Duff is currently launching her 6th studio album titled Luck or Something and preparing for the Lucky Me World Tour. This tour represents her first major live performance venture since 2008, illustrating how an effectively managed celebrity brand can lie dormant for over a decade and still retain enough consumer demand to launch a global arena tour. From a financial standpoint, Duff has successfully turned her early celebrity status into a sustainable, multi-generational corporate asset, whereas Thomas chose to completely walk away from the financial upside of his peak years. The industry reaction to this talk show moment has sparked intense debate among talent agents, brand managers, and cultural commentators who study the evolution of fame. Many modern media experts point out that the audience response on The Jennifer Hudson Show is a clear warning sign for the current generation of internet and television personalities, who assume their current viral relevance will automatically translate into permanent legacy status. The reality is that without a continuous stream of content, products, or public appearances, even the most intense level of stardom can be entirely erased from the cultural lexicon within a single generation. This has caused corporate sponsors and talent agencies to place a much higher financial premium on longevity and active multi-platform engagement, rather than short-term viral spikes. On the social media side, the discussion has divided fans along distinct generational lines, with older millennials expressing absolute disbelief that a figure as massive as Thomas could be completely unknown to younger viewers. For an audience that grew up in the 90s, Thomas was an omnipresent cultural force, and the realization that his massive fame has completely evaporated among younger demographics serves as a jarring reminder of how quickly media consumption habits change. At the same time, industry executives are closely watching Duff's upcoming world tour as a major test case for the economic viability of nostalgia-driven entertainment assets in the current highly competitive touring market. The ability to sell concert tickets after a 14-year hiatus from touring is a rare phenomenon, and its success could redefine how studios value legacy stars who maintain an active connection with their audience base. As the entertainment landscape continues to rapidly shift toward automated content distribution and highly fragmented audience niches, the ultimate fate of celebrity equity remains deeply uncertain. The contrasting choices of an idol who walked away to pursue higher education and a star who continually re-engineered her brand to fund a global music return present 2 entirely different philosophies of human currency. If a multi-million-dollar legacy can completely fade from public consciousness simply by choosing a quiet life of privacy and academic study, it forces us to re-examine what the true value of modern fame actually is. In an industry where attention is the ultimate metric of wealth, does the quiet choice to leave the spotlight represent a profound financial loss, Or does it signify the ultimate personal victory over a system designed to consume talent until nothing remains, leaving future generations to wonder if the pursuit of permanent stardom is nothing more than an illusion?